Steady Eddie, that's the key term that he liked to use there. I don't think there's wrong with being a steady Eddie. It means you're doing your job, ultimately. But it's fascinating. Loads of people have been talking about Casemiro. And again, maybe we need to have the caveat of he was great last night. Absolutely brilliant for Manchester United. Broke down a number of attacks by Nottingham Forest. But it was a Nottingham Forest that weren't up to the standard of Manchester United. That being said, if I just bring you a couple of people's reactions on social media, the commentator Darren Fletcher said it's amazing how many are jumping on the Casemiro bandwagon like they've just discovered him. He's been playing like this for years at Real Madrid and he has won 5 Champions Leagues. And Toby is a Spurs fan on Twitter. He said Casemiro is the biggest indication of quality level required to be a mainstay at Madrid, to be honest. Guy has been in the Premier League for 4 months and is the best central defensive midfielder in the league. Is he that already?
I do like him, but I'm still picking Rodri over Casemiro. I think probably Graeme Souness is probably like a lot of us that we haven't seen much of Casemiro. Let's be honest. Is everyone watching La Liga when he was at Real Madrid and watching week in, week out? No.
Last few seasons.
Yeah, in the Champions League, you see him for Real Madrid, but in La Liga, not everyone's watching that week in, week out, so maybe Graeme Souness has not seen enough of him. And I was probably similar of Casemiro, a good player, but playing in a great team with Modric, Cruz, and you've got Ronaldo, Bale. Do you know what I mean? Didn't really one that stood out. Whenever I watched him, he was the one that's like absolutely fouling the life out of Messi, Neymar, Suarez, kicking them.
Doing his job.
Yeah, doing his job, being that defensive midfielder. And you didn't really see that range of passing from him. It was more from Modric and Cruz. So I could see where Souness is coming from. But now at Manchester United, we're getting a better view of what he does, and he has got that range of passing that maybe Graeme said he hasn't. Yeah. And, he's got a decent strike on him as well, and he does the dirty work. So he's up there with one of the best in the league, but I just think Rodri, I love.
I do think it's funny how people are very quick to jump down on someone who's had an opinion on a player when it's just an opinion, ultimately. And that's how Graeme Souness saw him. Now, Graeme is talking from his own experience of playing and how he's sort of equating it to Casemiro. Ultimately, that's what football is all about. It's about opinions. So
people will act like they've been watching every La Liga game. Real Madrid away to Granada. They've been watching that. Do you know what I mean? No, they haven't. They're all just jumping on the bandwagon because he's had a few good games at Manchester United. They're like, oh, he's outstanding. He's the best in the world. Yeah. Like, most of us have probably not watched as much as some fans out there have of Casemiro. Maybe more of the Spanish fans who are watching week in, week out will be like, no, he has got a great range of passing, Mr. Souness. He has. He can score a goal. He has this. And we're seeing it now.
A player can adapt to a league and slightly adapt how they play, for example. I'm just saying that in general terms, not just of Casemiro, for example.
I watched some games for Brazil in the World Cup, and one game it was awful, giving the ball away, sloppy. So just because he's went and done outstanding against the poor Nottingham Forest midfield, everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. Let's judge him against Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester City, Arsenal.
Still, nonetheless, he looks like a good buy for Manchester United, and there does seem to be improvements at Manchester United.
Even though he come here for the money, even though he come here for the lump sum of wages that he wouldn't have got at Real Madrid. That's the reason he come. Let's not
start this debate now.
No, but let's not forget that he come for money. Not leaving Real Madrid for Manchester United unless you get him more money.
Why are you bringing this up now?
No, just the facts. Just the facts.
He's
that's
just
all.
Putting a bit of a needle in there. That's not necessary, especially as I was going to move it on. I was trying to move it on because I was going to talk about
Jordan messaged me and told me to bring it up.
Don't listen to him. I wanted to bring up Jordan Pickford because he's making the headlines on some of the back pages today. It looks as though he could be moving away from Everton. Yet the club had some negotiations with his representatives over a new 5-year contract, but for whatever reason, that contract has not been put on the table to be signed. Yep. He's only got 18 months left on his current deal at the club. Supposedly, United, Tottenham, Chelsea are all reportedly interested in making a move for him. Is he the kind of player that should be playing in the top 6 side now?
100%. Jordan Pickford, he's proved with his shot stopping, his composure from the back, his passing range from the back. For me, he's a top keeper, and England's number 1 should be playing in European competition. He shouldn't be fighting relegation battles every season. And like I said earlier, it's strange that he's interested in signing a new contract at Everton. It seems like a club that's in a bad way. Haven't got money to spend. You don't think constant relegation battles, negativity there. You'd think he'd be looking at maybe a Spurs. But then you have to look at what will Everton want for him. Are clubs willing to pay 30, 40 million for him? Maybe his agent's already had them combos with certain clubs. That's why he's committed to signing a contract.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.